The park bench was hard and cold, biting into my back through my thin school jumper. I pulled my knees up, wishing I could disappear. The moon hung lonely, stars like frozen tears. Every rustle made my heart race. Monsters in the dark, but the real monster was the hunger and the secret I carried. That secret had pushed me out of my home, leaving me here, alone. The swings creaked in the wind, empty and ghostly. Just days ago, Chloe and I were laughing on those swings. Now the silence was crushing. I hugged myself, but the cold was inside me, a block of ice that wouldn't melt. I was 12, with nowhere to go. My world shrunk to this splintery bench. My stomach rumbled. I'd eaten nothing but a half packet of crisps from a bin. I tried not to think of my warm bed, Mom's spaghetti, or Dad's stories. The memories hurt too much. I counted the swing's creaks, 1, 2, 3, just to feel something real. Fear sat beside me, whispering, "What if someone found me? What would happen to me? What about the baby?" I wiped my eyes, wishing to wake from this nightmare, but I knew this was real. I was just a kid, alone, scared, and cold. This was my life now. It happened so fast. One moment I was sick in the bathroom, the next Mum was in the doorway. She knew. The secret I'd hidden for weeks was out. She didn't shout, just stared at me like I was a stranger. She asked who. I couldn't say his name. He was older. He said it was our secret. Then Dad came home. Mum told him in a shaky whisper. I listened from the stairs. Then the shouting started. Dad's voice was thunder, calling me a disgrace, saying I'd ruined the family. Each word was a slap. I wished the stairs would swallow me. Mum just cried. She didn't defend me. Dad stormed in, pointed at me. Get out of my house. I looked at Mum, begging her to stop him. She turned away. Her love switched off. That hurt most. Dad shoved a jumper and water in my bag, pushed it into my hands, and marched me to the door. "Don't come back," he spat, slamming the door. The lock clicked, the loudest sound I'd ever heard. My life ended with that door. I stood on the step, hoping someone would open it, but the door stayed shut. I was alone. My family was gone. The world outside was cold and unforgiving. I had nowhere to go. I was just a child, cast out. The night swallowed me whole. Alexander King walked the park every evening, escaping his silent, memory-filled mansion. The park was his sanctuary, but lately, he'd noticed a small figure on a bench. Night after night, the same child, curled up, fighting the cold. Who was she? Where were her parents? He was a man who solved problems, but this was different. He couldn't ignore her anymore. Her loneliness haunted him, a ghost in his comfortable world. Tonight, he decided to act. He didn't know what to say or do. He just knew he couldn't walk by again. What if he scared her? What if she ran? Still, he felt a responsibility he couldn't shake. His heart, hardened by business, felt a painful tug. He had to help. Alexander approached the bench slowly, careful not to startle her. She was so young, eyes wide with fear, her jumper no match for the cold. He stopped a safe distance away, hands visible. He'd brought a chocolate bar and orange juice. Small offerings, but a start. "Hello," he said gently. "It's cold out here, isn't it?" She didn't answer, just watched him, wary. He crouched, not towering over her. "My name is Alexander. I've seen you here. I was worried." He placed the chocolate and juice on the bench, then stepped back. She hesitated, then reached for the chocolate, unwrapping it with trembling hands. The sweetness made her want to cry. Alexander watched, his expression gentle and sad. For the first time in days, she felt a flicker of hope. Maybe not everyone was cruel. He waited, patient and kind. She ate, and the world felt a little less cold. He didn't push, just offered quiet company. In that moment, kindness was everything. She let herself believe in it just a little. Alexander watched her eat, heart twisting. She was starving. He sat at the bench's far end, not crowding her. "You don't have to tell me anything," he said as rain began to fall. "But you can't stay here. It's not safe." She finished the chocolate, sipped the juice, eyes still wary. "I don't have anywhere to go," she whispered. "Yes, you do," Alexander replied. "Come with me. My house is warm. You'll be safe." She hesitated. Go with a stranger? But what was left for her here? The rain grew heavier. Alexander took off his coat and draped it over her shoulders. It was huge, warm, and smelled of safety. The kindness broke her. She sobbed, finally letting the tears fall. Alexander didn't move closer, just sat with her in the rain. He made a silent vow he would not let the world break this child. He would protect her no matter what. She wasn't alone anymore. The rain washed away some of her fear. She let herself hope. He offered her a new beginning. She accepted quietly through her tears. Together, they left the park behind. A promise had been made. The car ride was quiet. Alexander's car was warm, the city lights blurred by rain. They stopped at a hospital. Amira tensed. "Just a checkup," Alexander assured her. "I'll stay with you." He kept his promise, never leaving her side. A nurse led them to a private room. Clean, warm, safe. After a hot shower, Amira slipped into a hospital gown and bed. She ate hot soup bread and milk, savoring every bite. Alexander handled everything, speaking quietly with doctors. For the first time, Amira felt cared for. A gentle doctor listened as Amira told her story, about the older boy, the abuse, her parents' rejection. Alexander listened, his face a mask of sadness and anger. "You are very brave, Amira," the doctor said. "None of this was your fault." The words unlocked something inside her. Alexander promised, "I'll make sure you're always safe. I'll be your guardian." For the first time, Amira believed she might never be alone again. In that hospital room, a new life began. The past wasn't erased, but it no longer defined her. She had someone on her side. She had hope. The world felt different, safer, warmer. She was ready to heal. The months blurred with healing. Alexander became Amira's guardian, moving her into his big, quiet house. He let her choose her room's color, filled it with books, and hired a gentle tutor. He learned to be a parent, awkwardly, but with love. Amira healed, inside and out, with therapy and support. Alexander was always there, never pushing, always listening. They baked, laughed, and filled the house with life. As her due date neared, Amira grew stronger. Alexander was by her side when she gave birth to a healthy baby girl. Looking at her daughter, Amira felt only love. "What will you name her?" Alexander asked. Amira smiled, heart full. "Hope," she whispered. "Her name is Hope." Life with Hope was a new adventure. The house filled with laughter, baby cries, and Amira's singing. Alexander, once a lonely businessman, became a loving guardian. Amira excelled in her studies, determined to build a future for her daughter. She finished school, planned for college, and carried herself with confidence. She was a survivor, a mother, and proud of who she'd become. Sometimes, she'd watch Alexander with hope, her heart swelling with gratitude. He had been a stranger who chose to care. His kindness changed her life, and her daughter's. He gave her more than a home, he gave her a future. Family, she learned, is about who shows up when you need them. "My name is Amira. I was once lost, but now I'm strong, with a daughter named Hope. My story is proof that one act of kindness can change everything. Even in the darkest night, a single light can make all the difference."